Hey everybody, welcome back. I thought I'd do a quick video this evening and just kind of show you what I've been working on, which isn't much because after the show I pretty much stopped for a while because it'd been kind of a blitz to get there, and so I just wanted to take a break. But we're back at it. Let me go ahead and show you what we're doing. So basically I'm doing some electrical work. And of course I haven't really cleaned it up yet, so don't stress about that. It'll all get nicely done and covered. We actually have stuff like this, which will wrap most of the wires into a loom. And then I also have some other stuff for the longer runs that we can wrap around all the wires to make it nice and clean, make it look professional. That way we're able to attach it to the body. So that's really important stuff because you don't want just wires flying around. Now, one of the other things that we saw a long time ago is I hijacked those switches there on the console up by the radio. And then I also hijacked this Audi steering column for the turn signals and the brights. And so what I'm doing is I'm setting up my PDM, which is here. So there's a lot of wires going into that. It's got 16 inputs and 16 outputs. And the great thing is it's fully programmable through your computer. So it's pretty terse to start with, but once you start doing things, you get a good feel for it. And so one of the things that I've done is I went ahead and made it so this switch will do the left and right turn signals, and it also has a bump turn. So what that means is that you can hold it down and it will turn the turn signals on, and then when you let go, they shut off. Rather than clicking it all the way down so that when you spin the wheel around and then it self-cancels. So this in the Audi is actually not a switch. It turns out that it's a resistor, and so you actually have to bias it with, say, 5 or 12 volts in order to get a voltage from it that discerns between the left-hand turn and the right-hand turn. So that's one of the things that I had to do here. And the beauty is that on this one, for those of you who know about electronics, is it has its own internal pull-up and pull-down resistors so that you can drive current through it and therefore read a voltage off of that stock. So what we can do is we can turn on the left-hand turn signals. So we've got the OEM headlights doing their thing. And the beauty is that Steiner over in Norway is the one who gave me the pinouts for that, which is awesome because otherwise I wouldn't have known what to do. So thanks to him for that. And then we've got the sequential turn signals in the rear. So those are working pretty well. Then the next thing I had to do was I had to do the logic to do the hazard lights. So I'll show you, there's the bump where we can bump the one headlight, hold it on with the bump, and then let go. So that's kind of a modern feature of cars. And then here I've hijacked this guy, which is my hazards. Now they're out of sync because I have two different flashers in there right now. So once I get the same kind of flasher in there, they'll flash at the same rate. And then you can see over here in the rear, we've got those working as well. Okay, so I may make that seem simple, but it was actually somewhat complicated in logic on my PDM, and then I have it canceled by the stock here. So if you bump the stock, your hazards turn off. So pretty cool. I'm really digging this thing because you can have all these formulas in here for your outputs on your lights and interior lights and things like that. You can set delays. You open the door, you can actually have the PDM turn the lights on. You don't have to have all this fancy stuff that you might have had in an older car where all of the stuff had to be done analog. So now it can all be done digitally, which is fantastic. Now these things aren't cheap. I think I paid $1,500 for this. So it's not cheap, but it replaces your entire fuse block because it's all fused and it's all solid state, which is really nice. And then I had to add the flashers to it, which are these little cans right here for the LEDs. But you can basically program anything. I can also feed information from my ECU, which is a Holley Dominator, to the PDM, and then that can feed data to my Holley dash. And then I can also have it so that it links with the fans so that I can turn the fans on and off. So I actually have a virtual switch on that to turn the fans on and off. But they will also turn on at a certain temperature. So that's what we're doing right now. The next thing I got to do is the backup lights. And then Tino from LCD Gauges has sent me my new A to D that I had modified specific for my ECU. And I'm going to be putting that in and getting that dash back up and running as well. And then we're also going to do the headlights. So we'll get the headlights working. And I just want to get most of the primary electrical system finished up and working so that, you know, basically the next things I can concentrate on are the interior, because I want to start getting that done. And then I want to start doing some stuff in the engine bay so that we can start cleaning that up quite a bit. So we're making progress. Now, one of the cool things I like about this is that I turn on one of the turn signals so you can actually watch the response of the system on this little bar down here. So you can see when it turns off too. So it's really good for monitoring things, making sure things are working okay. It will current limit and then just give you a red light if it current limits. And then you can either reset it or try to go in and figure out what's going on. So it's pretty awesome to have something like this. And you can see when you're doing your hazards, both of those will come on. And I actually have them in sync now. So Amazon guy came while I was filming. Anyway, so pretty cool. So thanks again for watching this short one. Hope you guys got some good information. Go ahead and put in the comments any info, any questions you might have on the PDM and how we're doing things here. And anyway, if you haven't already, please subscribe, and we'll talk to you next time. Oh, and by the way, I will put the links in the description for the LCD gauges. That's Tino stuff. And then I'll put a link to where I get the PDM. So talk to you guys soon. Bye.